30th, and then we took a look back, or we're going to take a look back on an interview that I got to do with Rhiannon Rowe and the cutest little folded-eared puppy that you'll ever meet, and a great upcoming event that they have taking place tomorrow, so mark your calendars to check that out, as well as doing some cooking in the kitchen with Kim, so make sure that you stay tuned, but GMV Express starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz, where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of Black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Yeah, man.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you" on 92? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on Mountain Perspectives and our expanded Spanish programming block. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website, tv8vail.com.
Welcome to Hiring America, the television program that helps veterans find jobs and transition back into civilian life. Hi everyone, I'm Gigi Stone Woods. I'm truly honored to host this vital program. Reach out to the opportunities you see on this program by logging on to our website, hiringamerica.net and by following us on social networking sites such as Twitter. We'll keep that information available throughout the broadcast and on our website 24/7. Now, let's get down to business.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. Ross had a chance to sit down with Cameron Morgan of the Vail Performing Arts Center, the VPAC, to talk about what a great season they've had and some great up-and-coming shows. If you've not been to the Vail Center, we highly recommend you that you check it out. It's a great venue with just over 530 seats. There's not a bad seat in the house, so let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Joining me on the couch this morning is a good friend and a leader in our community, Cameron Morgan with the Vail Performing Arts Center. Cameron, thanks for joining us.
Hey, good morning, Ross. Good to see you.
What a morning. We're just talking about, closing down winter, right? And speaking of which, the VPAC up at Beaver Creek had an awesome winter.
We sure did. We had about 63 shows in total, including our Supporting the Arts Reaching Students, our STARS program, where we bring in Eagle County students to see performances. But yeah, big winter. I think we just did some of the numbers, and we sold over 1,100 Coors Tall Boys.
That's awesome. All right, drink of choice up at the VPAC. But that bar up there, they have all sorts of drinks too, right?
Certainly do. We have a phenomenal F&B team taking good care of our guests, giving them great experiences in the theater, in the lobby, all winter long.
Yeah, I know some of my friends like to enjoy the bar area sometimes more than the seating area and the show. But they work their way in there eventually.
It's all about hanging out, creating memories together, having a good time there, just coming together for a live performance.
And it's kind of like a who's who of the community. You're going to see some friends, you're going to see some local leaders, right?
Yeah.
And it's
it's always so interesting. Because we have a wide variety of shows at the Vail, and you'll see folks that are there for the classical music kind of choral ensemble, and then they're there the next night for comedian, and then the next night for rock show. And it's the variety of things we present, also the variety of taste here in the Valley.
535 seat venue right under the ice rink in Beaver Creek. Just a beautiful amenity of our valley. And we thank you guys for leading the charge and bringing in the music.
Absolutely.
60 plus shows. What were some of your highlights from this winter up there?
Oh, it's big. There's so many things to choose from. Some of the dance companies we brought in, Alonzo King Lions Ballet, Body Traffic, phenomenal. Just completely astounding. Yeah. The beauty of the physicality and movement there. So they were incredible. Country music superstars, Lee Brice, Josh Turner, unbelievable. I was like, and then closing out the season, Toto.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I know all of these songs. What's going on?
Yeah, that crowd was a good one.
And then actually our like final public show of the season was Let's Sing Taylor Swift tribute. And talk about people knowing every word of the song. It was full, sold out, full house. And every single song just like singing, singing top of their lungs, from like little kids, like 4, 5, 6-year-olds to like folks our age and older. Like
I just picture you, Cameron, in that office overlooking the whole venue, just kind of doing a Carlton dance, to Taylor Swift. You love it too, singing along.
It was a fun night. But yeah, no, it's a phenomenal winter, and summer's just around the corner. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, I was up at Beaver Creek's closing day, and those kind of signs, those electronic signs that you guys have up there, tons of people just checking out the schedule. Just tons of people looking at it. It was so cool to see as we're kind of closing down winter and looking ahead to summer. Speaking of which, what are we most excited about? We got a little bit of time here till it really kicks off, but
we've got just over a month, really, month and a half, until our first show of the summer. We're looking to spread the season, to stretch it out this summer. Starting on June the 5th, we've got Burning Spears, a reggae icon, legend, like him, Bob Marley, like Toots the Maytals, that's like reggae. That's Hall of Fame status.
Oh yeah.
So he's kicking it off with us June the 5th, and we'll go all the way through the end of September with big concerts. Typically at the VPAC, we'll have about 15, 16 shows during the summer. We've still got a couple shows left to announce, but we're already at 24.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. And is part of that love for the local series, is that coming back?
So that's not even included in those
Okay.
numbers. But yes, our Underground Sound series will be here this fall. Yeah, like you said, our Love for the Local series. Phenomenal way to see some artists that maybe you don't necessarily know about. Have a fun night out. Great drink specials involved as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, yeah. So like, if you can include that, I mean, we've got, I don't know, 30 plus shows between now and mid-November.
That's awesome. And one of the coolest things about that Underground Sound series, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not on the inside anymore, but it's a transferable pass.
That's
so
right.
like if you or your friends or your coworkers, if one person buys that season pass for 7 shows and a drink at every show,
That's right.
you could go one night, pass it along to your friend and someone else for the next night and just keep passing it around, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely. It's like when I was in college, I'd get the season passes for the football games, and the ones I couldn't go to, I'd sell at a markup.
Yeah,
The way to do it.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Or yeah, exactly. So, and it's a great way to just get in the venue and check it out.
Certainly. No, we always say, like, if we can get folks to come see the theater, come see a show there, they're coming back.
That's it.
And that's part of what we're so like fortunate to have here, is this hidden gem.
Yep.
That doesn't have to be so hidden anymore.
I mean, I'd say just get in the lobby, see that beautiful Cholula chandelier,
Oh,
and
gorgeous.
and that just in all right away, right when you walk in
Absolutely.
the venue, very beautiful. Summer coming up quick. Some tickets are available now, right?
Yeah. Like I said, we're still announcing a few shows. There's an artist who, if you see it on our calendar, next week, it wasn't me.
Okay.
That's as much of a hint as I'll give there. It's not that vague of a reference, but if you're familiar with the music scene, reggae dance hall scene,
I think I know what you're talking about. Now it's starting to come
I think you
to
got it.
on the counter.
That's the one.
It wasn't me,
it
right?
wasn't, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. I'm
So
tracking.
that's hoping to announce that next week. Of course, didn't say anything.
I didn't hear
too much
anything. We'll
away.
just say it's like
But yeah, no, we've got just over 20 shows announced so far on sale at our website, valarpac.org. You can always call the box office with 970-845-8497. And yeah, we've got Clint Black, Tanya Tucker. We've got an amazing Pink Floyd tribute, the Brit Floyd Experience, end of June, beginning of July. Comedians, Colin Jost, Tom Papa.
Is Kev Mo coming back? I know he's almost a regular every year. Is he coming?
Keep an eye out for like holiday time.
Okay. I think what we were talking about was like if you can imagine like a shaggy carpet or something
like
in
that. Something like
in
that.
that realm. Very cool. Always good to see. If you're not following the Valar on social media, that's a good place to get these kind of updates and the new show announcements. And definitely sign up for the email. That's the way to get in and get the tickets early. You get first pick, and then you don't miss out on anything.
That's right. With only 530 seats, you got to get in there quick.
That's it. Wild Wolves of Yellowstone, a National Geographic live.
Oh, it's gonna be so cool. We might be able to. We're working on it still, but they have a accompanying like photographic exhibit, and the images. I mean, if you saw one there on the screen just now, they're stunning.
Yeah.
We might have some of those in person as well.
Love it. All right, I got to check on the staff here. I know Ruthie is coming back.
Ruthie's
just
back.
had a baby.
She's had it. Yeah.
I know Tess is getting married this summer.
Tess, TV8, Good Morning Vail.
There's a
longtime
lot
friend.
going on
Yeah.
up there, right? How's everyone doing?
Folks are doing well. We've got chill week this week. Most folks are taking
Well
off.
deserved.
Yeah, taking a little time after the season to rest and recover before we get going again. But folks are doing well.
And Dean's growing his mustache back out, right?
I wish. That's the most. Check out our Instagram, ValarPAC. There's a photo of Dean, who's our facilities manager. It's one of the most impressive mustaches
It's a caterpillar.
I've ever seen.
It looks like it's crawling. It's moving.
It's alive, that's for sure.
But everyone up there does amazing work. Cam, what's something people should know about the Valar, whether they've been there 100 times or they've never been, but kind of this summer, what should people know?
Oh, there's so many things. It's one of the only ways to get free parking in Beaver Creek. So show your performance ticket there. Take your performance ticket to the Ritz of the Dusty Boot. 25% off your check. the list could go on
Yeah,
and on.
yeah.
It is. It's an amazing asset here in the Valley, and I hope folks will come up and hang out with us there and have a wonderful experience.
Yeah, it's going to be a good summer. I'm looking forward to some of those already, and then, yeah, more to come.
More to come indeed.
More to come. Anything else I should ask you, Cam? Anything else people should know?
No, it's just good to see you, Ross.
Dude, it's so good to see you.
Yeah.
And I'll see you up at the VPAC in a couple of weeks, it sounds like,
Absolutely.
too.
Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us, and stay tuned for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Next up, we've got a special duo from two of the best voices in the bluegrass and country genres.
We know you're going to love this one from Melanie Cannon and Willie Nelson. Here's Back to Earth.
And the songs our love created, I still sing. And every night we make the rafters ring.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who had worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
I promised you earlier that you were going to meet the cutest floppy-eared puppy, and I'm not just kidding. I had a chance to sit down with Rhiannon Rowe and talk about a dog that you could bring home forever, your perfect adventure companion, and they've got some great events coming up. So let's take a look at what Rhiannon has to say.
Good morning, Vail.
The greatest thing in life is having a furry companion, and if you don't have one, then well, Rhiannon Rowe from the Eagle County Animal Shelter has brought the perfect companion for you. Good morning, Rhiannon.
Good morning.
You're gonna have to introduce this sweet little baby.
Yeah.
And her perfect little ear.
This is Pamela. She is a 4.5-month-old, we think boxer mix, just came to us from the Texas area, and yes, she does have some pretty fun ears.
I think that that is the cutest thing I've quite possibly seen ever in my entire life. The way it just so perfectly folds over. Now, she is being very sweet right now, but you say that she has a lot of energy, so this would be a great adventure buddy.
Oh yeah, she loves to play out in the yards with her friends. She loves to go on walks. She's just learning how to walk on a leash, and so she's having a blast being able to explore. But yeah, she's going to be a busy girl. So hoping for a family that will take her on lots of hikes and just lots of adventures and fun stuff.
I can't get over the ear. I like, her face is up on the screen right now, and that ear, if this has not captured your heart, just looking at her face like this, I really don't know what will.
Yeah, she's a hoot. We love her.
Oh, and she's so sweet, and she's such a little love bug. So for people who are interested, now that spring's here and maybe the hours are a little bit shorter and it's a good time as we're in the off season to welcome a dog into your life and kind of make that schedule adjust. What's the adoption process like?
Yeah, so if you're interested, come to our shelter. You can meet Pamela. You can meet all the other pups we have up for adoption. If you find one that kind of fits what you're looking for, we have you fill an application. The biggest hurdle we see with applications is the landlord. So make sure that you chat with your landlord. You know your lease. You know that you can have pets. And then that'll make the process so much easier. If you have other dogs in the household, we ask that you bring them in for a little introduction. Want to make sure that everybody is excited about welcoming a new family member. But other than that, we try to make it as easy as possible for you.
I mean, I think Pamela's gonna find a home right away because the way she's looking at you in just pure love is amazing. And then of course the way she's just sitting here and looking at the camera and modeling a couple little yawns. Oh, she's a snorky little puppy too.
Yeah, she likes being in front of the camera.
Yeah, she does. And she's so perfectly looking at it. She's like, I mean, she's trained. That's it.
Yeah.
You've got like a model dog right here with her little
Your new
fluffy,
Instagram dog.
yeah, with her little side ear, you know? It's perfect. Hi. Oh, that's a big stretch. How big do you guys anticipate she will get?
Oh gosh, she's going to be probably a good medium-sized pup. So I would say, you know, that 50-pound range, but I have been proven wrong before, so don't take my word as accurate. So
I mean, when you're adopting a mutt,
yeah,
it's like life's greatest surprise gift.
Yes.
Because you never know what you're gonna get.
Absolutely, and with Pamela, who knows?
Who knows? You come get Pamela, you adopt her, then you run a DNA panel, and then you guys come back on TV8 and announce what she is because everyone is gonna be curious.
Yes, I think that's a great plan.
Now, you guys have some great events coming up. So the first one is taking place this Sunday, and it's a great way for people not only to be involved a little bit, get to know your organization just a little bit better, but also to meet Pamela and some other puppies.
Yeah, we're going to have a bunch of really cute little puppies, some that are making their adoption debut on Sunday. So if you're not sure about what you're wanting to get, just come because we'll have some really cute options for you, including this one right here. But yeah, 2nd Street Tavern, they're great with wanting to work with pups and working with us. And we've been there a few times, and it's just a great atmosphere, and it's just a really nice location. So stop by for sure.
And what time can people expect to come by?
3 to 6 p.m. on Sunday.
And the 2nd Street Tavern is just such a great location to come and enjoy a great local business, but you guys are such a great local nonprofit, so it's really the best of both worlds.
Oh yeah, we love it there, and yeah, we can't wait for the event.
Something that I just recently noticed, and I'm just going to bring this up very briefly, is the support that the community has for you guys as an organization. I was in Ein Prosit yesterday, and for happy hour, if you go in and you order one specific cocktail, they donate money to you guys.
Well, they're donating to the Humane Society, but that's another great organization in our valley, and that's what's so awesome is these companies want to help, you know,
Right.
and they want to, because who doesn't love dogs, you know, and so what's nice is these companies reach out to both us and the Humane Society and just, you know, with all these awesome ideas and ways to give back, so.
Which is incredible. And then another great way you guys are giving back to the community to help locals, that way they can take the best care of their pets, is coming up here soon. You're hosting a great event.
Yes, so we're partnering with the Bergen Spay Neuter Alliance to offer them a space to come and provide their spay neuter services. We're super excited. It's a great opportunity for low-income families to come in and get their pets spay neutered. They also offer vaccinations and microchips to any of the dogs and cats that are coming in to be fixed during that weekend, and we're just happy to have them here. And in our area, it's their first time coming to the mountains. They normally just stay in the Front Range or in the Grand Junction area. So we are welcoming them with open arms and hope that it will be a success.
Which is incredible because it is something that a lot of people struggle with. And sometimes when you get a dog from a breeder, they don't come with all of these medical needs done already, because this is crucial when you're bringing a dog into your home, that they've got their shots, that they're spayed and neutered, and they've got their microchip. But when people adopt lovely dogs from you guys, that's something that they come with.
Yep. Miss Pamela's already spayed. She's up to date on her vaccines, and she's got her microchip. So yeah, she's ready to go.
She's so cute. She's like, what are you doing to my paws right now? Please leave me alone. I can't stop touching them because they're so perfect.
Yeah.
The puppy paws are probably the cutest thing in the entire world. Oh, there she goes, looking at the camera. Again, she's on top of it with her modeling.
She doesn't seem very impressed.
No, she's like, can I go to the puppy play yard yet? I've got some energy I want to burn first thing this morning. Now, some other great ways people can get involved with you is spring cleaning is here, and people are going through, they're getting rid of blankets, they're getting rid of towels. Why do you guys need those?
Just to keep these guys comfortable. You know, Pamela loves her comforter with her little stuffy right next to her every night, and so we like to keep the dogs as comfy and the kitties as warm as possible, so those towels help us with just help with that, and then also the blankets and any toys or collars and leashes that you don't think you need anymore, we will take all of that, so please drop it off.
As you're cleaning things out, this is a great way to help one of our many great nonprofits here in the community and help the teeny tiny little puppies like Pamela.
Yes.
And you guys are always taking donations for food, toys, anything amongst that as well.
Yep. And if you're not sure if we'll take it, you can give us a call, or on our website we do have the wish list that has all of the supplies that we use on a daily basis. So.
And then people can always get involved by volunteering.
Yes. It is Volunteer Appreciation Week, and we just had a pizza party yesterday for our volunteers. We love our volunteers. They help us with walking the dogs, socializing the cats at events, so we could not do what we do without the support of our community and our volunteers.
And it's about to be that time of year where we start to see quite a few more events since the weather is getting a little bit warmer. And so if people do want to get involved with volunteering, what's the best way for them to do so?
Get started on our website. We have the link right to our volunteer portal. There's a few videos you get to sit and watch, and then afterwards you come in, we give you a tour of the shelter, we show you kind of our process, and then after that you are a full-fledged volunteer.
Which is a great way to do it. Now, one more time, if people are interested after watching this adorable interview with this sweet little lady to bring her home, what's the best way to do so?
Yeah, you can check out our website. All of our available animals are there. It's eaglecounty.us. Our department is Animal Services. Stop by our shelter. We're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. or come have a beer at 2nd Street Tavern on Sunday.
Rhiannon, thank you so much for coming in, bringing Pamela with you, and thank you for all the hard work you do for the animals in our community. You guys are absolutely incredible, and I know personally that you save quite a few animals from really bad situations, and then you find them the perfect forever home.
We love what we do.
I love to hear that. Make sure that you check out the 2nd Street Tavern this Sunday. That way you can meet Pamela in person, fall in love, bring her home, and then have the perfect adventure buddy for all of your Colorado outdoor lifestyle adventures. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see one couple fall in love with a waterfront fixer-upper.
It sort of wrapped its arms around us and said, you want me, and we did.
And watch as another battles over the budget.
We're trying to look through and see where we can trim at this point.
Are you looking to trim it, Ginger?
No.
No.
Construction pros show us the right way to renovate.
Well, we had to do a roof over. We had to hand build a lot of the trusses.
As we're putting the thin set down, the self-leveler has a little clip that clips up underneath the edge of the tile.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tvavail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Daily Flash.
I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English, welcoming you to
Mitch English and Andrea Jackson have co-hosted together for over a decade. And now, only on Daily Flash, they serve up a fast, fun, fresh perspective on the day's trending news and entertainment. Daily Flash offers the latest in pop news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, wellness, and even some unscripted, irreverent, who knows what's next fun. Daily Flash with Mitch English and Andrea Jackson. Trending news and entertainment.
Good morning, Vail.
It's that time of the morning where our bellies are starting to rumble. Maybe you're getting ready to make some breakfast. Well, a great way to kind of kickstart your week with some breakfast is to make some pumpkin muffins. While Kim and Gretchen took some time in the kitchen to do just that. So let's take a look at the recipe.
We're here
We're in the kitchen. I like it.
You know, it's always so much fun to be in the kitchen because we get to experiment with recipes, and I am determined. I've decided that I'm helping make you and Ross expert cooks.
I knew this.
throughout
Ross
the
and
show.
I. We should do a little like Top Chef moment where it's like who does better, Ross or I. That'd be
It's true,
hilarious.
and then I'll be the judge. I'm
Yes.
totally on board with that. I love it. So we're gonna actually make one of my favorite recipes, and I used to think this was a secret recipe because my roommate used to make it. My old roommate, we're no longer, but she used to make these all the time, and we'd always be so excited. Dana, make your pumpkin muffins.
Ooh,
So
that makes
today we are going to try it. Turns out it's quite easy to make.
And I like that chocolate chips are involved. Anytime you say pumpkin and chocolate chip, I'm there. I'm here for it.
So you can make this 3 ingredients or less. Typically the base is just a spice cake box mix and then pumpkin puree. So you don't want to use the pumpkin pie puree that you can get already made because it's got extra spices and things like that.
Okay.
But what's fun about this recipe too is if you didn't have the spice mix, you can actually just use like a white cake or a yellow cake box mix.
So you can kind of mix it
and
up.
then,
and
then add in the pumpkin pie spice. But we've got the spice cake. We don't even have to worry about it.
Simple.
Keeping it simple, not stupid.
I was just about to say keep it simple.
Yes, exactly.
Keep it simple, stupid.
So we're going to go ahead and get started. We actually have our oven preheated to 350 degrees.
Okay.
Which is really great. We're actually going to bake these for about 20 minutes. So that's about the time that it takes. So that being said, let's get to assembling I was going to say cupcakes, the muffins.
Same difference. We're good.
Personal opinion, you can have pumpkin any time of year. What do you think?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Oh, pumpkin is my favorite. Pumpkin pie all year round. Love it.
All year round, exactly. So we've got our box cakes mix. We've got the pumpkin puree. So Gretchen, if you wouldn't mind going ahead and getting started on opening that can. And then we're also gonna, we're just gonna blend it all together, line our muffin tin, pop it all in the oven, put some chocolate chips into
easy.
it. It's
I like
the
this.
easiest. And you know, you can do a variety on this recipe if you wanted to with chocolate chips. You can add in walnuts, pecans, you know, or pecans, depending on how you want to say it.
The other day when you asked me, I had to say it 3 times. I'm like, pecan, pecan, pecan. I don't know what's right.
Or, you know, raisins or dried cranberries. But we're going to go with the sweet side because it's Friday, and why not?
Why not? It is Friday. It feels like a Friday. I'm ready for this weekend and closing day weekend, so we can celebrate.
It's so much fun. So, okay, so you open the pumpkin pie. So I'll go ahead and scoop it in here. if you wouldn't mind opening the spice mix.
Yes.
And then we'll add that in there as well. And then you can just blend it all together. So it'll be a denser batter than probably what you're used to if you're making a cake. You know, usually you'll have eggs and oil. But
I just love this because it's 3 items. I mean, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
You can't mess up with this.
And you can really just make it with 2 if you absolutely were in dire straits. But you know
and what were you saying about cranberries as well? You can make it
like dried cranberries in. That's super Thanksgiving-esque.
Yes.
I like dried cranberries all time of year as well. So we're going to scoop all of this in here. And then while you open that bag of spice mix, always risky. There might be some scissors in the drawer.
I know.
next to
I'm
you.
like, okay, I can do this. I have nails. One of our cameramen is looking at me like, please don't get this all over yourself and the camera.
You know, if you're not getting messy in the kitchen, I don't think you're doing it right. You know?
There we
Perfect.
go.
So we've got our spice mix. So it's that easy. Spice mix, pumpkin pie, or pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie, because it's got added spices to it.
And I have to say, Kim, it smells so good. I love it already.
It smells like the holidays. I don't mean to rush the summer, but
I know,
I was just thinking about the holidays.
It totally does, yes.
And we love it here. So you have 2 options. We can hand mix this in, which I think I will, just so that it doesn't, you know,
get all
powder
over
all over us, create a powder cloud. We don't want to do that. And while I'm doing that, Gretchen,
Yes,
if you want to line our muffin tins,
cool.
You can also, if you don't have muffin liners, that's okay. You can just spray some cooking oil or vegetable oil or even butter along that, and we'll just line it just like that.
I think this is fun too because you could get like kind of funky with it and do like little glitter sparkles or like, you know what I mean, make it
a little bit of
festive,
edible glitter.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, that's not a bad idea there.
Anytime you can have glitter, why not glitter it up, right?
It's true. Well, you know, closing weekend, Gretchen, is there a specific meal that you like to have before your last day on this list? Like a breakfast that's a little bit hearty, maybe some pumpkin muffins?
Oh, I will be having pumpkin muffins. You know, I am a big egg fan. That's kind of my go-to, is I love having eggs or, you know, a good old Nutri-Grain bar.
Nutri-Grain bar, that's exactly it.
For the ones of us that don't cook a lot.
So lots of exciting activities that are happening this weekend.
A lot.
You know, we've got Vail has their formal closing bash today.
It's so cool.
And then, what
there's
else is going on? You know, this is my first closing
Oh
season
my
here.
gosh. So the mountain is crazy all weekend long. The town is going to be just insane this weekend. I've had probably, I don't even know how many, a lot of people from Aspen and all over the country writing me and saying, oh, are you going to be there? What are you doing? I'm like, my mom and dad are here. I'm excited.
It's such a fun weekend to have them in town.
Oh my gosh, totally.
It is buzzing with activity. I know
But there's so much going on. The Chasing Rabbits always has something going on, and they have a DJ. And then, like you said, there's a closing day DJ. There's a party for free, which is awesome.
And then like ski races are happening today from I think 12 to 3.
Exactly.
It's pretty great. You know, you can always head over to the Vail Mountain social media to check that out.
They do a great job.
Get on their website. I'm a big fan of closing days.
It's so fun because everyone, you know, it's a sense of community and everyone comes together, and this season has been highs and lows, good weather, not so good weather, but everyone's had fun and you all come together. It's family feel, and it's just that moment of like, you know what, we'll see you next year.
It's true. Well, our batter is mixed.
Okay.
Do we want to throw in the chocolate chips?
I say yes.
I say yes too. So if you wouldn't mind opening up the chocolate chips.
Who says no to chocolate chips? Something's wrong with that person.
People don't like chocolate. I don't trust them.
Yeah, right. I'm like that with people that don't like dogs anymore. I'm like, you know, you're not a dog lover. I don't know about you.
So we'll just do, I don't know, about half the package. You can measure it out if you want to. I like mine a little bit extra chocolatey.
Me too.
I don't love a muffin that's got like 3 chocolate chips in it. I mean, are you kidding? Why even bother?
I know a man sitting to the right off stage, my dad, who will be very excited for all the chocolate. He is a chocolate connoisseur.
I love it. I love it. So we'll just kind of do a quick stir, and then here's the best part, and this is totally up to you if you want to scoop it into the muffin tin. You can either just scoop it, or I like to keep it a little bit even with an ice cream scoop.
I literally thought you were going to say, oh, you can just dive right in with your hands. I'm like, Kim, I'm not
I mean,
savage.
honestly, what's great about this recipe, it is actually fully vegan. You know, we did the spice cake mix, the pumpkin puree, and these are vegan plant-based chocolate chips. So,
smells so
yeah,
good.
pretty great. So we'll just keep scooping them all in, and then if you are interested in that and you don't eat dairy, you don't eat eggs, whatever it is, this is the perfect pumpkin muffin recipe.
I just want to take a bite. It looks so good.
Well, and that's the best best part that it is edible, so you can eat it raw, unlike cookie dough. Even
Okay,
though
I'm
sometimes
going
I
in.
still eat cookie dough raw. Oh, she did it. She
Oh,
did
it's
it.
so good.
Awesome.
Yummy.
Well, I'll keep
Love it.
scooping
Yeah.
for you.
Can
so
I
that
just
way-
keep
yeah,
on?
you can keep on doing that, and we'll just scoop it so we can get these
Yes.
muffin tins. That's a little
my
bit of a
gosh.
bigger scoop than I wanted, but
What a cool, I love this. So, okay, as you're scooping, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Did your friend, your old roommate, let you know how she found this? Where did she find this recipe?
I don't know. She did not actually, but
We might be sharing a family secret right here.
I doubt it. The internet also
You're
has
like,
the recipe.
oh, TikTok. Oh, TikTok. There we go.
You know, I'm a big fan of the internet TikTok recipes. So we're just going to finish
I love
scooping
it.
these in here and then pop them into the oven, and it's going to be perfect because it's
They smell
honestly
so
my
good.
favorite Friday breakfast to date, I think, as you can see.
I love this. And I'll feel good about eating it because it's not that awful for you.
It's true.
And it tastes really,
It
have
is-
to
yeah,
say.
I would say it's fairly healthy. If you wanted to make it extra healthy, you'd just do a different, like,
Right.
you know, a cake mix. That's not necessarily
Right.
mainstream.
And I will say just the batter itself was delicious. And I'm not just saying that, it was real good. It was real good.
I'm a big fan of all kinds of batter. You
Me
know?
too.
Cake batter, cookie batter, all the batter and ice cream. You know, it is what it is.
It sparks joy, as it
does
were,
spark
as
joy.
it was.
And we're just gonna scrape the bowl here, and hopefully I don't get my fluffy white shirt. You know, I always
I
seem to
do the
wear
same
the
thing.
white shirts on the days that I'm
Yes.
in the kitchen with the messiest.
I know, literally, it's
things.
just like hanging on.
So we'll just do this. There we go.
Oh, Kim, they
Clean
look
it up.
beautiful.
They do, really. And you know what's great about the ice cream scoop is that it kind of keeps them uniform. So we'll scrape a little bit down into
That was
here.
a really good call. That was very easy. And that's something I wouldn't have always thought to do. So there you go.
Yeah, it's great. So muffins are ready. Do you want to
Yes.
put them in the oven?
Yes, please.
All right, we're going to put them in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. And then they're just going to hang out in the oven. We'll pull them out either nice and warm or cool. The chocolate will melt. It'll taste like holidays. And joy. It
Tastes
sparks
like
joy in
heaven.
my life.
I love it. It does. Yes, sparks joy. I love it.
Awesome. Well, we've got a lot happening. We've got National Poker Day.
National
I
Poker
had a
Day.
conversation with a professional poker player just before he went into the tournament. It turns out he won the tournament.
That's such an oh, he won.
He did. So I can't wait
Wow.
to show you that conversation. But we're going to take a commercial break and we'll be right back after this. But I tell you what, we've got the pumpkin muffins, and they smell delicious.
And-
Can you smell them?
Oh, let me smell.
Oh, we're taking a
Oh,
quick
they
look.
really smell
It smells
good.
like holidays, warmth, fun.
It really does.
deliciousness.
And we had our taste tester. My dad gave him an enthusiastic 2 thumbs up. So very, very good. Coming from Bruce Snyder, big
nice
moment.
and chocolatey. You can smell all of the pumpkin pie
Yes.
spices in it, and you know what? I want this like in my house all the time.
I know,
you
it smells like a really good candle, I have
It
to say.
does.
There is something about baking. I see it now, Kim. You've shown me the way, show me the light, as it were, because it makes you feel a sense of just pride after I took pictures already, and it kind of calms you down. There's something to it. And your house smells good.
A little bit of
TV8.
effort, a little bit of time, a lot of rewards.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake!
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Take the first game every one of us played in the schoolyard. Turn up the degree of difficulty to maximum, and then let loose some of the fastest and most agile athletes in the world to go one-on-one in what you have is the most extreme pursuit contest you've ever known. It's intense, it's addictive, and there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
If you haven't seen World Chase Tag before, here's how it works.
2 teams of up to 6 athletes compete in a series of one-on-one chases. Each chase lasts up to 20 seconds and has 1 chaser and 1 evader.
Opportunity to points on the board! Oh!
Whoever wins the duel stays on as the evader, and teams get 1 point for each evasion they make.
And it looks like the opening point of this competition.
It's the best of 16 chases to win the match, with a sudden death chase-off required to break any ties. It's win or go home from now on. Don't miss it.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Hi, it's Max at TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Good morning, Vail.
There's no better way to elevate your style or maybe your lifestyle than with glitz and glam, and Gretchen takes some time to chat with so many incredible local businesses. So let's take a look at who she's chatting with now.
Welcome to the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. I'm your host, Gretchen Fleshaw. I'm here at Mingott Kopit Plastic Surgery with 2 amazing human beings and dear friends of mine. What are your names and what do you do?
Hey guys, I'm Liz. I'm the PA injector here at Mingott Kopit Plastic Surgery and Skincare, so I do all of the injections.
And I'm Mari, licensed esthetician, so I do a lot of the skincare, lasers, facials. I got you.
Well, I love this space so much, and obviously it's somewhere that I feel safe space and coming to, and I have seen both of you many times. I won't even, and I'm very open about this because my skin has gone from dull to bright and shiny and beautiful because of these 2 gorgeous women next to me. Let's start with you, Liz. Kind of give me a rundown of what it is you do, because I know you do all the things, and maybe tell us your favorite procedure and why.
Yeah, so basically kind of the bread and butter of what I do is injectables. So really anything with a needle, I'm your girl. Mostly things like neuromodulators. So Botox is kind of the common name everybody knows. I do a lot of fillers, and then I also do a lot of collagen stimulating therapies like Sculptra, microneedling, hyperdilute radius, things like that.
And Liz, I want to ask you about the latter half of that because I know Botox obviously we all love, and I do want to mention I do feel sometimes that people think Botox is something that's going to just freeze your face in an odd way.
Yeah.
Liz has done some Botox on me, and I have people asking me all the time, but you have movement. You obviously, when I talk a lot with facial expressions, and I want you, real quick to touch base and then talk more about the other stuff. But I want to say about Botox that it is something that you make look natural, and I wanted to know if you could touch base on that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, I think everybody kind of has a different preference towards movement and how they like their face, but most people, especially here in Colorado, like to be kind of more on the natural side, and I definitely have kind of a preference towards that as well. So definitely we can cater to that, as far as the movement you want or don't want, we can make it look very, very natural, which I think is the best way to do any sort of injections anyways. I think you look, better if you look more natural and have a little bit more movement. So.
And I do want to say Liz is really good at this. I have to give you a shout out because I remember I asked you, can I do this? Can I do this? And you were so honest with me. And it's not about honestly the money, it's about looking good, because you want a product of a human being to leave here looking beautiful and saying, come to Liz and Mingott Kopit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just think, whatever we can do to make you feel more comfortable in your own skin is kind of what I want to do for you and
to
for
make
everybody.
You feel like your best version.
Exactly.
Of yourself.
Yeah.
Now, and Liz, the second half of that, what you were saying, I know a lot of people don't, like myself, I'm not well versed in this. Can you give us a little bit of a rundown?
Yeah. So collagen stimulating therapies is kind of a broad umbrella term for anything that's going to help you, regenerate your body's own collagen. So Mari does a lot on that as well. There's different things as far as lasers and skincare, but also injectables that you can do.
Okay.
So kind of my favorite approach is doing a little bit of everything. So
Cool.
a little bit of, preventative Botox, a little bit of collagen stimulating therapies like Sculptra, Hyperdilute Radius. Those are just different brands of things, that we can inject underneath the skin to
Cool.
help you make your own collagen. A little bit of skincare, and then supplement with a little bit of filler as needed.
And collagen, because when you get older, it starts to get less and less. So that's okay.
Yep, exactly.
Awesome.
Yep. So as we age, we lose our collagen. It gives your skin kind of that dull look, versus that
Not
youthful.
fair.
I know, right?
Not fair.
Yeah. It contributes to sagging, that dull, tired skin. So if we can just recreate your collagen and get that youthful glow, that youthful snapback, that'll just help you kind of look glowy overall.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Now to you, Mari. Mari, you're awesome, and you have done a lot on my face as well. Can we talk about the first thing that we did together?
Yeah, so we did something that's sort of new. It's called PRXT33, and it's really this revolutionary treatment. It's got all the benefits of a chemical peel without the actual peeling, and I love it because there's absolutely no downtime, which is great for,
I have to stop you real sorry. This was so cute because Mari, when I came in, and that was my biggest thing, I was like, girl, I can't be red. And I love that you were honest, because so many people, working, getting out there, you think doing this that you're going to be out for days. So I had to say thank you for being honest about that too. Yeah.
Yes, no, we love that treatment. Your skin will feel so glowy. It will look so glowy and feel so soft. I think we also treated, I've treated my neck with it and chest, and everything just feels so nice and soft, and it does help stimulate collagen production as well.
And I have to say, I could see a huge difference. I remember I kept on sending you, poor woman, selfies, and I'm like, look, on TV, my skin is glowing every day. People are coming up, and I think in this environment in Vail where it is so dry, and I have really dry skin already, and it gets flaky, that really, really helped it.
Well, here too, where we live, everyone wants to be outside. We're all here for a reason. So when you tell someone you're going to have to stay out of the sun for a week, no one receives that well. Yeah, it doesn't fly. So this is one of those treatments where you can get all the benefits, brightening, your skin looks glowy. We can lighten up some of those sunspots without downtime.
And Mari, what else do you do? Because I know you do so many different things, and the words, the vocabulary, it's a lot.
So I do a lot of the skincare. We can customize a skin regimen for you, consults I really love to do, but I do a lot of laser work, facials, really just preventative and corrective. So if you want to talk about fine lines, wrinkles, acne, melasma.
And the skin pigmentation, I know for me, big sun lover over here, you helped lighten a lot of that for me as well. So that's, because what is it called, the zapping tool you can use?
The IPL? Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, the IPL, so that's a big one, or people know it as the photofacial, so big treatment around here.
But what is your favorite thing to do?
It just depends.
It's a loaded question.
Yeah, there's just so many things. We have all these tools in the toolbox, and it just depends on the individual and what we're doing for them. I love things that work.
Yeah. Like instant gratification.
Well, and sometimes it's not instant, but we know that we're going to see something down the road.
That's so neat. So, girls, ladies, how long have you been here? Because you're both pretty new to the Valley, right?
Yeah. So I actually moved up from Denver last summer.
Awesome.
And was super excited to come up to the mountains, and this job opportunity presented itself, and loved doing injections and everything what I did in Denver, but it wasn't the mountains, so super excited to be up here and be in Vail.
That's so awesome. So you're a newbie to Vail, which is great.
Yeah.
And what about you, Mari?
Well, I grew up in Leadville. I still live in Leadville, but I'm new to the practice. I started here in August.
It's awesome. Yeah. Well, and I think it's so neat, and not to call you guys out, but youthful, good energy. You guys have kind of or put a finger on all the new upcoming things.
Yeah.
So it's neat because I know the three of us will text each other Instagram, but you guys are very abreast of all the new things that are happening, and that's something that in this valley we want to look young and fresh and look youthful but not look, I hate to use this word, but it's true, plastic.
Yeah,
You just want to
absolutely.
feel and look good. So I think you both have brought a new kind of vibe. What do you say? Like a new fresh breath of fresh air.
Yeah. Well, and I think one of the things that's cool too is like with Mari and I kind of starting at the same time, like we've become really close, and I think Mari and I like work really, really well together as a team, which is something that's maybe a little bit unique. Like we're not separate by any means. We like throw, you know, our clients back and forth to each other, because really the best thing you can do for somebody is to do more like a holistic approach. So I think that's been really cool that we like got to do that together.
And I wanted to ask you about that because it seems like you're more in the injectables, you're more in the skincare. So that's really cool. Have you spoken, like, well, obviously you both have seen me. So it's like you can say, hey, I did Gretchen's injectables. I've noticed her face is a little dry, and then moved to Mari, and Mari, that's so
we always go back and forth. And if we're doing a consult and if the other one's free, we try to invite each other into the consult.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a twofer.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. Well, because it's true. Like the best outcomes for people are when you do, you know, like I said earlier, a little bit of everything. So I think, you know, to be able to provide that to people is just super cool. And like I said, we're a good team.
Well, and I have to assume that you guys feel really good because you make people feel beautiful. And yes, it's from the inside out. But a lot of times, let's be honest, if you feel good on the outside, it helps with your inside. Have you seen that firsthand?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even just firsthand in myself and in like my clients, like if you are just more comfortable and confident in the way you look and feel, like you can like exude and project your best energy into the world. And I think that's huge for people. So
absolutely. Oh yeah. From a wide range of different things, you know, because we all have some things that we look at in the mirror that that can bother us. Like people come in here with melasma, with acne, and all of those things can be super, you know, they just get in the way of every day.
Feeling confident.
Feeling confident.
Well, thank you guys so much. How can people find out more about Manga Kopit plastic surgery? And both of you, do you guys, what is the easiest way? Do we go on the website, Instagram? What do you guys like to do?
No, good question. I mean, we definitely have a practice Instagram that you can follow. We also have a practice website. Obviously, you can kind of read more about all our services on there. And then Mari and I each have our own Instagram, so you can find me at Injector Liz Stone.
I love it.
You can find me at, my handle is The Skin Wiz, but it's SKN for skin. And also, please feel free to book a consult. You know, you can always just come in here and we can go over, you know, just different services that might be good for you.
And I should say we are located, well, you guys, I'm part of this tribe now.
Stay with us.
Located in Avon, and you guys are right above Agave, or next door. So, really cool. Thank you guys. Well, thank you both for being so awesome and helping me feel beautiful from the inside out. And we will catch you next time for the more of the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
One of the longest-running syndicated television series is back, America's Black Forum, a weekly series highlighting the latest in our lifestyles, business, entertainment, and finance. We introduce you to entrepreneurs who are making their mark in the business world and leaders who are fighting for change.
Welcome to America's Black Forum.
Tune in each week to know what's happening in our world today on America's Black Forum.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for
Some good deals, too good to miss on Flash Deals. Now check this out.
studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Good morning, Vail.
There's so many great art forms, and one that lets you live in the present moment is photography. Well, we had a chance to sit down with photographer Kaylee Rush and hear more about her process. So let's hear what she has to say.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, it's always a great day to have all these powerful, inspiring women on the couch with me. Kaylee Rush is a photographer. I should say extraordinary. You're brilliant. How are you doing, Kaylee?
Good.
Good. I am so good. So, Kaylee, you and I met because so many people in this valley have used you for photography. I went on your Instagram site, fell in love, and then I hit up Kaylee, which is, usually I don't call the photographer, and we had an amazing, I do have to say, photo shoot together. I was sick. You remember, and it was the only time we could do it. She made me look good. So that's a lot to be, to say, but you really have your own unique style, your own vibe. Can you kind of walk us through, because one thing I was not used to, Kaylee, is you have a whole closet full of items for people to wear to choose from during the photo shoot. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I have a lot of handmade gowns, a lot of textures. They're flowy, they have movement, very neutral tones, so they look good on many different skin tones.
Totally.
And, I would find that people always struggled with what to wear for their photo shoot.
Yeah.
And I just started researching what they should wear. So I work with a few gown designers, and I have about 80 pieces in my client closet.
80? Oh, that's a lot.
So
Dang.
yeah, it's awesome, and a lot of them are variable sizing, so they fit on anyone pretty much.
That's one thing I really loved too, not to interrupt you, was I love that you have a lot of kind of boho chic pieces. You have every style, but it's really neat because I saw some maternity gowns that women that were not pregnant were rocking, and I think actually one that I wore might have been, or maybe it was
used
just
for both. Yeah,
and
so they're nice because they wrap and they open, so you can kind of pop a belly out and have this, or you can keep it covered.
And do
And
whatever.
they also work for just moms with their children.
Yes,
So,
I love it. Well, and that takes out the middleman, because I know, I used to I'm 6 foot tall, and I used to model a lot when I was younger. And when people would come in and say, even for a test shoot, before they would pick me or to see if I could get hired, I would always struggle with what to wear for the basic clothing. So that says a lot, because I remember when we got together, and I was the first couple times around texting with you and being like, what should I wear? And you're like, girl, I got you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That really,
It
there's
really-
one. I love it.
Yes.
That's one of the pictures I love. And so what is your kind of style of picture? Can you kind of
it definitely is a boho chic
boho
style.
chic?
Yes.
Everyone
I
loves
think
this
it's-
one, by the way,
yes.
Kaylee. That's so cool.
Such a pretty spot.
And how do you pick the spots? Oh, and this is kind of we didn't even know I was going to get engaged. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That was not in the works yet.
Yes.
No, how do you pick the spots, Kaylee? Because I know that we went around Vail, you kind of knew, you kind of felt my vibe, I felt. How do you do that?
So I spent a lot of time researching locations that are, first of all, easy to park.
Yes.
Just close walking distance, because a lot of people are bringing their young kids, or they have their grandfather with them, and it needs to be easy access. And so you don't want to hike for an hour to get to the spot, so you're sweaty and don't feel camera ready. So it's just, I have a lot of texture with the trees and the mountains, and if I can find water. So I have a big base of locations that I use.
And I love that, because it gives this beautiful, I feel the pieces that you choose, and I know that you allow people to bring their own clothing too, but you're really good at putting the piece, I'm trying to put the words to it because it's like art in motion, poetry in motion. So like the pieces flow with the landscape is what I'm trying to say. Like the picture in the water, like I remember we were laughing so hard because I was like, oh my gosh, does this look weird? And you're like, no, it's brilliant. Like the dress actually started flowing with the water.
Yes.
How did you, is that something that's just innately in you? How did you
learn
that?
If you can kind of like take all of the compositional pieces to the photo, you have the landscape and the wardrobe and the emotion and the movement. So if you can just put these all together, it just comes, it's more of like an art photography rather than like a portrait. So we're trying to like break the mold of like the standard family portraits where everybody smiles and looks at the camera, and now you become compositionally a piece of art in your photograph.
That's what I wanted to say is so cool about you, because like obviously the photo shoot that we did was kind of like modelly fun, but then you've done tons of families, you've done birth announcements, and I don't really know the pregnancy photo shoot, but like also with children, and then you do the couples. I mean, tell us what you do, because you have it all.
And I try to not be so like posed, and because people, if you're posing them, you feel really stiff, and you're like, oh, do I look good?
And so I can say by experience, I really came in and I was like hitting the angles, and you're like, girl, no, like, and you know what looks good, because I think what I was thinking, like, oh, do your body contouring like this, and you showed me a different kind of flow and vibe, and the more natural, the better.
Yep. And so when I do like a family picture, I'm like, don't yell at your kids. Just let them play, and you just watch them. Don't look at my camera. And I will just document your session. It's like you're hanging out in the nature, and you get to,
Well, and you have a little one too that you've taken some pictures of. And we have to give him a shout out. He's darling.
Little
and,
Kai.
Oh my gosh, Kai is so cute. But you can really feel the energy of each person that you shoot. It never feels forced. There aren't any glam shots. It's a very ethereal, like very just flows, and it's beautiful. So tell us, give us a little bit of rundown. I know you kind of just told, but so you do family portraits. Can you tell us exactly what you offer?
I do kind of everything, but smaller weddings, elopements, and then I do like maternity. Maternity is nice because I have the client closet to
because it's like boho maternity.
Exactly. And then a lot of like family portraits where I style the family for the whole session, and then newborn, like in-home newborn.
Oh, you do?
Also,
oh, that's brilliant.
I do.
Okay, cool. So if
and
a
that's
family,
like lifestyle, like not posed. I don't wrap them up. I just let the family hold the baby, and then I just document them.
I love
hanging
that.
out with
It's just so real. It's natural. And you capture, I said this already, but it's truth. You capture the energy of your subjects so well. That's what really, there's so many great photographers, as you know, especially in this town. But you really capture the energy, the vibe. It's really cool.
Thank you.
Of course. So Kaylee, when people want to reach out to you, what is the easiest, best way and to look at your work and kind of get a vibe?
They can go to my Instagram, which is just my name, Kaylee Rush Photo. So it's Caylee. Weird spelling. Rush Photo, and then or my website, which is the same.
Okay, cool. And you can text you, email.
Text and email,
Okay.
I have all,
And I do want to say, so you shoot pretty much all year round, is that correct?
I do. A lot less in the winter. A lot of times it's cold, obviously. So to have children out in the cold, they last for like 10 minutes and they're crying. But I did get a lot of really cute snowsuits, neutral tones, and so they're not having to take their like colorful ski gear out.
How cool.
They can stay warm. And
so this is something that kind of sets you amongst all the things that make you amazing. You, aside from the rest, is you take out everything. So someone can call you and be like, hey, family of 4, you can style all of them. You will pick, I mean, it's really a non-thought process. I mean,
exactly. And if they want to style themselves, I have a styling service that they can kind of like pick outfits. It sends the like link to purchase the outfit.
Neat.
So it's
dang, I thought I knew you so well, and I'm learning so much. That's brilliant. And then, so is there anything that you want to, do you do any kind of like, because I know it's pricey, it's fun, and your product shows. Do you ever do kind of discounts or anything like during the summer, springtime, anything like that?
For like a repeat
customer.
client.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, that's so good to know. Oh my gosh. Well, I can speak from experience. I was sick again, and you killed it. It was so
you
good.
Look beautiful.
Oh, you're so
sweet. It was such
sweet.
a fun.
And we had such a good time. I mean, instant. I will say, we were in the trails, and there was a loose dog that scared the bejesus out of us.
I forgot about that. running down the trail.
It's fun because you make it, I do have to say, you make it really fun. And I think a lot of people get very nervous for photo shoots because they want to have this product, whatever. Relax, just let Kaylee do her thing because it's so much fun. Yeah. Thank you so much, Kaylee.
Thank you.
You're awesome. We can't wait to, we'll have you back. We'll have to get some more pictures. Keep it right here. We have more Good Morning Vail to come.
Good morning, Vail.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. And Think Big kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
Stevie Lee Woods presents Nashville Roadhouse Live, where country meets rock and roll.
It's where I drank my first beer, where I found Jesus, where I wrecked my first car, I tore it all to pieces.
Join us every week for more live performances right here on Nashville Roadhouse Live.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Daily Flash Latino. Designed for the American Latino audience, Daily Flash Latino hosts Jessica Reyes and Fabian Marcano deliver their fresh perspective on the latest entertainment news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, and more in both English and Spanish, aka Spanglish. Daily Flash Latino builds, connects, and celebrates the diverse Hispanic audience. Daily Flash Latino, trending news and entertainment with a splash of Spanglish.
Good morning, Vail.
We want to thank you all so much for tuning in to your weekend edition of GMV Express. We love getting to be here and give you all this great information and welcome you into our community. Now, I want to give my mom one more happy birthday shout out. Happy birthday, Mom. I hope you have an absolutely magnificent day. Now, you're going to want to stay tuned because right after this, we've got the chat box.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
TV8, there's more for you on 92. Serving the local community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Happy Friday afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Chatbox Vail. We are Vail's only local Chatbox podcast. And we are special today because we are spotlighting such an amazing, beautiful local community member. And of course, we have my co-host Jen Sido. I'm Liz Farron, and this beautiful lady right here is Miss Katie Foley, also known as Katie Cat.
That's right.
And you've been known as Katie Cat for a very, very long time.
Very long time. I
Right.
actually got the nickname in my late 20s and very early 30s when I ran a shelter down in southern Colorado.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is why I have Katie here. Not only are you an amazing altruistic human being with the animals, I know you've taught kids, I know that you ran with the library with the learning program, and you do so much for our community. I met Katie about 10 years ago, and Katie was at the time...
I was driving for State Bridge.
For State Bridge, all the fun shows. And let me ask you a question. The reason we don't have you here for one specific reason, I have you here because you are a beacon of light for people that have overcome some of life's hardest barriers.
Thank you.
Some of the toughest things. I mean, like I cry when I bite my tongue. And then I see somebody like you and I'm like, what is wrong? We need to be a stronger human. You know, me, I'm talking about me. And just things like that. So when I met you, I believe you had just maybe gotten a diagnosis?
No, actually, I'd been diagnosed at the age of 21.
Oh, you had? Okay, but you were not...
I wasn't in a wheelchair as much. By the time you met me, I was almost 40.
Right.
And I was more in a wheelchair, but could still walk.
Okay, so let's roll back for a second here. You were 21 years old, running around like, you know, normal people. What made you, did you feel something different, or how did you find out that you needed to go get checked out?
So I was a sick kid all my life.
Oh, you were?
I was.
Oh.
At 5 years old, I had tonsillectomy.
Oh.
They clefted my palate, and then I started getting sick all the time. It took them from the age of 5 to 18 to figure out what was wrong. I also went into surgery, a normal speaking 5-year-old, and came out with a severe lisp, which you can kind of see on camera still, or at least I can.
Well, that's because you're more conscious of
Right.
it.
But so I had to go to 7 years of speech therapy in elementary school and middle school to fix it. And then broke my knee in high school, had a full ride scholarship to ski the U.S. national ski team at one time.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's impressive.
But I busted a knee. And back then, they didn't do what they do today. That medicine was so different.
Yeah.
You know.
They tied you together with popsicle sticks.
I lost my scholarship. But my dad didn't want me to go. It was to a tiny little liberal arts college in Montana.
Okay.
Called Rocky Mountain College in Billings. And
Okay.
I went up and looked, but my dad didn't want me to go. So he was paying for college.
Well, there you go.
And if I got the scholarship, it would have been cool, but I don't think he really wanted me. He didn't want me that far away.
Well, that's pretty much one of your first emotional setbacks.
It was.
How did you handle it?
Well, that happened at 18, and I continued to ski because nothing was really wrong except my knee. So it took a whole summer and a season to fix my knee, and I was back on skis by the age of 20.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so I skied then until 22 is when I couldn't do it anymore.
Okay, and did you fall?
So like I said, I got sick a lot.
Right.
Once at 18, they found out that hole in my throat was getting food in it, and I know this is gross. The food was rotting and causing me to get sick.
Oh.
So they filled it with Teflon, which we now know is not great stuff either. So I have Teflon in the back of my throat.
Oh, good Lord.
But it fixed it.
Okay.
And it helped my lisp even better.
Okay.
Because the palate was fixed.
Yes, okay.
And then at the age of 21, I went out one night and I probably drank a little too much that night. The next morning I woke up and I was very, very sick. And it turned out that I had a severe case of pneumonia.
Oh, wow.
And my mother, I will call her my biological mother, I call her by her first name, is Mary. I'm estranged from her. She has severe mental health problems.
Sounds like something in my world, yeah.
Right, as well as my brother, who's gone to prison.
Wow, so it's rampant.
Yeah, she is an RN. She's retired now. She's in her late 70s, but she was then. And when I got better, it took me about a month to get better. I couldn't put my hands over my head anymore.
Well, once you started feeling a little better, all of a sudden you couldn't lift your arms.
Yeah, but what we thought was because I had been laid up for a month,
right,
I was weak.
Or you had atrophy or something, right.
Which actually, atrophy is a huge part of muscular dystrophy, at least the type I have, yeah.
Wow. Well, I would assume because atrophy is non-use of your muscles.
Right.
And I guess if you can't use them, they're going to atrophy,
They
right?
do.
Okay.
Mine's a little bit different than that, though. It's not like I stopped using my muscles. So the type of muscular dystrophy that I have is called FSH, MD, which stands for, let's see if I can say it, facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy.
I can't even say that.
So we call it FSHD.
Okay.
There's actually like 30 different types of muscular dystrophy.
I had no idea. I thought there was one.
No, there's one called Becker's, there's another one called Duchenne's, and they're very severe. Like, you find out that your kid has that because they don't start walking or crawling. And then they die by the time they're in their early 20s, early 30s.
Oh, man.
My type that I had didn't set in until I was 21.
So you weren't given a lifespan or anything like that. You can live with this for like the amount of time that most people can live?
They say that. They don't know, though. So even, I see a neurologist and have several different types of doctors. The neurologist doesn't really know.
Wow.
Like, I know more about my own disease than my neurologist does.
Isn't that interesting?
So at least Mary was keen enough to know that something was seriously wrong.
Right.
So she took me to my physician, who had been my physician all my life. He took one look at me and was like, you got to go to Children's. And of course, that got scary. I'd never been to the big children's hospital. And I was 21. I was like, why do I have to go to Children's?
Right.
But I went there, and I'll never forget the doctor's name. His name was Dr. Vail. He was the worst doctor I've ever met in my life.
No kidding.
He took one look at me and said, you have FSH, I'm pretty sure. And I was like, what is FSH? I'd never heard of it before. And he explained it to me, and I was an athlete throughout high school and in my early 20s. You live in Colorado, you're an athlete. Like, you grow up in Colorado, you're an athlete.
Well, even if you move here, you turn into one.
Yeah. So I started to cry because I thought it was, it was going to change my life. And he looked at me and said, what are you crying for? It's only cosmetic.
What?
Yeah. And so that was a really hard way to start, like, something that was going to be lifelong.
Especially when you have somebody that you trust and you're so vulnerable and you're sitting there waiting to hear what's wrong with you, and they tell you, you react, and they come at you with a response like that.
Then he labeled me a problem patient.
Oh!
Because you cry? That's
Yeah.
insane.
Girl, I would have been labeled a whole lot worse than
It was in 1995.
All right.
They didn't. When I got diagnosed, like, a lot has happened in the 30 years that I've had the disease. They didn't know where mine was on the DNA strand when I was diagnosed. Now they know.
Okay.
Stem cell research is a huge thing for me if they can ever figure it out.
That's the blood, right?
Go ahead.
It's cells.
Do they rejuice you? For lack of a better word.
They're like, what they do is they program the cells to go into the DNA strand and change what's wrong. And I have one chromosome that's smaller than all the rest, which makes it, the way they explained it to me is usually this disease is genetic, right? Nobody in my family has it.
Wow.
And I even got on Ancestry.com and looked back.
Do you think it had anything to do with the throat thing that maybe? No. Okay.
It's a complete and total DNA thing. It's a genetic disorder.
Wow.
And they say it was a perfect storm between my two parents.
Unbelievable.
And that it can spontaneously generate. I just didn't give up.
Well, I know that's why you are here right now, because, I mean, so there have been stages.
There were, and when I got diagnosed, I went through denial. I was 21 years old. I felt like I'm not going to have a chance to be the beautiful woman and wear the high heels, because your balance goes. Mm-hmm. And then you saw how I used to walk. I have what you call it's called a sway back. Yeah. And my back arches and my body sways from side to side. I had an aneurysm in 2018, and that's why I can't walk now.
So that's what created the wheelchair?
No, the wheelchair was there.
Right.
I've been in a wheelchair. I had a manual wheelchair for a long time.
Yeah, I remember that.
To do, a lot of times I'd only do it at State Bridge or at the grocery store if we went to a festival. Otherwise, I'd walk.
Okay.
It was long distances, like all weekend or, whatever. And then it's a progressive disease. I did know that at the time when I got diagnosed.
Oh, you didn't know?
I did.
Oh, you did know. So
they did too.
Did you live waiting for a new symptom, or did you just say, I'm just going to go until things happen?
For the first 3 years, I went into denial, had a little bit of drug addiction.
Okay.
But it weakened me probably quicker.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I'm sorry.
It helped me keep up with my friends at the time.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
And then 3 years later, I actually found a really great neurologist. And I was with him up till about 5 or 6 years ago, and he moved somewhere that my insurance didn't cover, and I couldn't go see him anymore. And he was the best I'd ever had. So, but he used to say to me, I'm just a small town neurologist, You got to do special things to figure out. But turns out I'm not even good to be in a clinical trial because they want you to be able to walk 30 feet. And I can't walk 30 feet anymore.
So do you walk at all?
I can't walk at all anymore.
You don't? So your house is basically ADA set up and all the
No.
others? It's not?
I have never been completely ADA set up.
Really?
So insurance looks at a lot of the setup stuff as not medically deemed, I don't medically need a lift in my car. That's a luxury item.
Oh my God. That's a luxury item. That's crazy. I mean, it did take two of us to help you. But
Right.
I mean, what if you were on your own? You can't go.
I can't go
You
on.
can't be independent going to the supermarket.
With Drive Up and Go, I do a lot better.
Yeah.
But no, I can't just go to the grocery store.
Okay.
I can't even just hop out the car to go to the bathroom. But that all came out even later than after we met.
Right.
In 2000.
Well, you were very functional at that point.
2018. I think you donated to me during that time.
I did. We had a fundraiser.
So I had what they call an aortic or an abdominal. I don't know if it was aortic. It was an abdominal aneurysm.
Mm-hmm.
So a blood vessel down here burst a hole in it, and they didn't find it for almost 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
And so I ended up down at St. Anthony's in Lakewood, because St. Vincent in Leadville, where I live now, it's just a tiny rural hospital. It couldn't handle didn't know what was going on. I went there the week before, is it Labor Day at the end of May?
Yeah.
So it was Memorial Day.
Right.
And they were like, it's a torn muscle. And I was like, okay. And so that was a Monday. By that Friday, my left thigh had started to bruise from the inside out. And that's what happens when you tear a quadricep. I'd done that before. And I was like, all right, so it's a torn quadricep. Memorial Day came, and I woke up, and I couldn't move. I couldn't get out of bed. This leg had swelled up. And what happened then is they took me again to ambulance, and then to St. Vincent's. And St. Vincent's was like, we don't know what's going on. And this is the story of my life, too. Everything I have is rare. So
you are a rare bird.
So they put me in an ambulance rather than flight me down because they didn't think it was life-threatening. They kept me down there for 4 days doing all sorts of tests. And on the last day, they were like, do you want to go home? And I had been in the hospital for almost, I think it was 10 days.
Yikes.
And I wanted to go home. And they were like, you've been on fentanyl, so you have to go to the bathroom. Number one. Number two. I said, no problem. I'll do that. So I went into the bathroom, and I grizzly beared it. And that saved my life.
No way.
It blew the aneurysm open more, and I started screaming. I can take pain. Pain is something that's part of my life every single day.
Sure.
But that pain, I looked at that nurse and I said, I've been on Grateful Dead tour. I've been on this tour. I used to work for a concert venue. Give me more drugs. And she looked at me and said, that'll kill you. And I looked at her and I said, I don't care.
Oh, that's when pain is that bad.
And what happened is, so it blew open. I've never been rushed to surgery like that. but within seconds, there were 20 people in my room running around. I remember them trying to pull off my jewelry, and I'd be like, no, it doesn't come out. No, it doesn't come out.
That's mine.
Yeah, don't pull it out. And they'd be like, we have to, darling. And I don't know. So I was like, just give me the mask. Give me the mask. So they rushed me in. They gave me the mask. I took 2 deep breaths, and that's all. And then I woke up in my room, and what they told me is I had an aneurysm.
Okay.
It was in this part of my body.
Your lower stomach.
Yeah, and they had put what's called coils in my artery. So they're like, the way they explain them is, you know, pens that you click?
Yeah, the little bouncy thing.
Yeah, that's what's in my vein now.
So you're spring-loaded.
But it led to what's called, have you guys ever heard of compartment syndrome? I didn't either.
No.
So all the blood leaked into my left thigh. And that is why my thigh hurt so bad. And now that the blood was leaking out of the vascular system, it was going septic.
Oh my gosh.
So they had to perform a full, what's called fasciotomy on my left leg. And I have a scar now from here up to here.
Okay.
And they had to basically flay my leg to get all the blood out and relieve the pressure.
Wow.
Yeah, I felt, my leg looked terrible, but I felt so much better.
Yeah, you know, sometimes aesthetics don't matter when you are finally free of agony and pain and discomfort.
It was bad, Liz. Like, I've never, and I'm so thankful that nobody was there.
Okay.
I am. I'm thankful my parents are elderly, my father and stepmother.
So you're glad they didn't see you.
I am glad they weren't there. I'm glad my best girlfriend, Melissa Hill, wasn't there.
So what were you feeling? What were you thinking at the time? Were you confused?
I was a little bit confused because I was on pretty heavy drugs. I didn't know what had happened. I just knew that it hurt more. I didn't know until I woke up and they were giving me a blood transfusion when I figured out I had an aneurysm. And so they kept, what's amazing though, is they kept me in the hospital for 3 more days and then they let me go home.
Okay.
But I had to go to my parents, my
Okay.
mom and stepdad.
Well, that's understandable. You've been
Or
through...
my dad and my stepmom.
Right.
Not the other way around.
Right. Well, you seem to be happier in that.
I was raised by my father. I left my mother, Mary, at 12.
Okay.
Because I knew. I knew something wasn't right.
Yeah, you knew. Smart move. You know, sometimes when we're young, we can discover things that we know, and we have our, you know, we're all very protective of ourselves. We're very self-aware. And you were just smarter than most 12-year-olds by not only knowing it, but...
I knew it at 8.
But you took yourself out of the situation, which is big.
But what's crazy about back then, that was the early 80s, they would not let me. I asked. They took you into the judge's chambers and asked you who you wanted to live with, and I said my dad.
They don't let you back then, right?
No.
Nope.
They sent me with my mom, but he looked at me and said, when you turn 12, you have the right to choose residential custody.
Yeah, it's really weird why, I mean, you would never know that there was what do you call it, the standards. That's the only time I've ever seen a strange standard for men that they couldn't get custody of their child in a certain amount of time, which is so weird because now they just seem to rule. mine. But, right? But my point is that it's interesting that there was a double standard, that's the word.
Double standard.
There was an actual double standard for men in that one department. Not anymore, but I mean, yeah. So I'm glad that you got to go live with your dad.
I did, and that was very good. I lived with him up till I graduated high school and went to college.
So let's take it a step further. Where you ended up, you left the hospital, you went to stay with your dad and your stepmom, and how was life then for a while?
It was hard, like going down there, but I was still on some pretty heavy-duty pain medication for at least the first week. And my dad and stepmom are great. You know, they made sure I got up and ate. They made sure I went to the bathroom. You know, they were great.
Good.
And I love them. I love them with all my heart. But 16 days went by, and that was enough. And I had to go home. And that was 16 days after they took out my stitches. And so I said to my dad, it's time. And he drove me up to Golden, and my best friend met us in Golden. And she took me back to my home. I also had 6 animals at the time.
Oh my gosh.
So I had very good friends who stepped up and took care of them all.
That's amazing.
I lost one of my cats. He disappeared like the day after I went to the hospital. And then we found him 16 days later.
He was looking for you.
He was on the other side of town, way up on the east side, and some lady found him and picked him up and called. He was skinny, and we think he was just roaming, and we think he was like, where'd she go?
Oh my God.
Because I got taken away by the ambulance, you know.
Well, you're a big animal lover. I mean, you can probably relate to how animals can be therapeutic.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Yeah. What kind of animals did you have for?
I had 4 cats and 2 dogs, so I still have the 2 dogs. The cats I have passed. I had them for their whole lives. I still have 2 cats. I have 2 cats and 3 dogs now. But I also rescued a hairless in Leadville. I only had her for a year and a half. She was old. Her name was Belly. But she's great.
Belly!
The other thing I attribute my animals to is they keep me active. I still have to take them out.
Huge.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily go walking with all 3 of them, but what I have done is I've trained the 3 of them to run with my car. And so we just find a dirt road somewhere, and out they go.
I was going to say, do they maybe go with the wheelchair? I didn't know.
I have 2, not 3. I can do it, but with 3.
Or just make them pull you.
I do.
Mush.
I attach them to my belt.
That is the cutest thing ever.
Yeah.
So I am sure you're wondering as much as I am, how much emotional relief do these pets give you for when you are in hard times?
My pets are my kids. At 27, I made the decision to tie my tubes because my disease is genetic. And the chances are 50-50. And a lot of people said to me, well, Katie, you're so great. Wouldn't you want a kid like you? And that's great. And yes, I would, but this is not easy.
Yeah.
And I knowingly couldn't do that to another human being.
One more reason why she's so amazing. It's a big decision.
Well, and I wanted kids. You know, I did. I really did. I was married at one time. I married the love of my life. His name was Dan Klingbob, but unfortunately he got into drugs.
His name was Clean Bob?
Klingbeil.
He's into drugs, but his name was Clean Bob.
No. Klingbeil is German.
Sorry, okay, I got you.
And when I lived with him, I lived off the grid, and I was disabled still.
Okay, and he took care of you?
Oh, no, I took care of me.
Okay.
I could
you
walk.
always seem to have been able to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't strike me as anybody that says, poor me, I need somebody's help.
I think you can attribute that to my dad.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I was raised by a military man.
So he was not rough on you, but he was
pretty rough.
But I don't mean like
No,
rough, but I mean he was
strict.
diligent with you.
He was strict.
That's the word, strict, yeah.
And I have a big blended family now, but back then it was just, there were 4. It was Mary, John, my father, me, and my brother Ryan.
Okay.
But now I have 4 brothers and a sister.
Wow, they expanded.
My dad's been married to my stepmom for over 30 years.
Oh, that's nice.
So she's been more of a mom than my mom ever was.
Aw.
So.
Well, you know, sometimes family, you can't pick them.
No.
But you sure can land into one where, you know, you can't pick who your mother is. But if it doesn't work out, you're always going to find somebody else that can love you and care about you.
It was the hardest relationship for me to get over.
I bet.
It took 36 years.
I'm sure.
And then, I don't know, this kind of shows how crazy she is, but when I went into business with her, a boyfriend, me and her, and for the first year, we gave her 50% of all the profits because it was in her house. And then the second year, we're going to go to thirds. And my Mary's always been like money oriented. And so she called me one day and she was like, let's get rid of your boyfriend and we'll make more money.
Oh my God.
And I was like, you're crazy. He's a third of everything and we need him. And then she got all mad at me. And this was the last time I ever talked to her. I was 36. She hung up. She waited 15 minutes. And then she called my boyfriend and told him to dump me. And that they would make more money together.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That's a horrible thing. I mean, that's your mom.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm so glad you have a stepmom.
I do. She's great.
I also went through, it's not about me today, but I had a really crap mom and I ended up being raised by somebody wonderful. And sometimes your bad luck opens the door for something new and beautiful. And that's what you ended up with. So that is important. Oh my God.
And my parents' divorce was a very difficult one because of my mother's psyche.
Yeah.
She went after my dad for 20 years.
Wow.
She, at one point, accused him of sexual assault on me, which never happened.
Well, thank God you were there to say that's not true.
I did.
Yeah. So your mom's still, Mary is still alive.
Yes.
Okay, and then your dad and his wife are obviously still alive
They are.
and together.
Yes. My father is 10 years older than Mary.
Okay.
And so he's in his late 80s. So
Oh,
he's
okay.
86.
That's not that bad.
No.
I don't think anybody's old anymore.
He did have to move out of the altitude, though.
Okay.
So we sold our house in Frisco in 2012.
Oh, I got you. Now, where is he?
He's in Pueblo, Colorado. now.
Okay, and then you are up in Leadville.
I am in Leadville, the highest city in the country.
All right, so let's ask about Leadville. What remarkable thing, she told you ask. I'm just blown away because for somebody that's had so many ups and downs and barriers and roadblocks, I can't even.
Well, I think it's really interesting. Being in Leadville, it kind of feels isolating, but you seem to have such a strong friend group and support group. And so, how do you feel like that you stay connected, to the people that you are supporting?
I'm basically a big fish in a very, very small pond.
Yeah.
I've been in this, what I call the 100-mile circle, for 50 years. I lived in Frisco, I've lived on the Front Range, I went to college in Greeley, finished college in Denver while commuting from Frisco.
Yeah.
And nowadays, I have friends who say you need to move to the city because there's more accessibility, and I tell them no, because I have so many friends. My best friend is actually my medical power of attorney in case I can't answer for myself.
Good, you have trust.
I do, and she's amazing. If I move somewhere else, even to Denver, I wouldn't know anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, and you just said something important, a big fish in a little pond. That feels good, you know what I mean? Because you have touchstones and bases. And so Jen and I decided to start this podcast because we care so much about people's worth, their mental health, their self-worth, their emotional well-being. And a lot of people go through a lot of things. Physicality-wise, yes, you've been through something, but you have a career. You never gave up on yourself. You never stopped pushing forward. And now tell everybody what you do in Leadville, because I just think this is amazing.
I actually run I own and operate the only taxi in Leadville called Katie Cat's Cash Cab.
Katie Cat's Cash Cab.
With all K's.
All K's, yeah.
I was going to do Katie Cat's Cab with all K's.
But then it would have been KKK, and we don't need that.
You got it. That's exactly why I didn't do it.
Yeah, we need the 4 K's because otherwise
And
it's not
actually,
important.
that's where I get probably most of my ego is from that, because I have people, so everyone knows me, right? They know that I am the girl that runs the taxi in town. And so, White Mountain Snowmobile Tours uses me.
Oh, nice.
Alpine Dog Sledding uses me.
Oh, cool.
I have a wonderful lady over in Summit County that does reservation or puts trips together and calls me if she needs help.
It's incredible.
And then in the summer, we deal with hikers, people on the Colorado Trail, people on the Continental Divide Trail, and the 14,000-footer crew. And I just love all the hikers.
Yeah.
They're so fun.
And everybody is really, really amazing.
Well, and they're all part of their own little community.
Uh-huh.
And I'm part of that community too, because I drive them everywhere.
That's
and they give each other trail names, which is really funny. I like
Wait,
it.
their own name or is it trail name?
No, let's see, what was one of the guys? One of the guys was bigger and they called him Slim. I guess you can't give yourself the nickname. Somebody else has to give it to you.
Gotcha.
Like one lady, I forget what the 5 P's stand for. Principal, something, 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 and she was 5P because that's how she lived her life.
To pee or not to pee.
So I do them in the summer, and I love it. And because everyone knows me, like these tourists, when they call, like Judy at White Mountains, like, you got to get Katie. She's the only one.
Aww. That's amazing.
And there is no Uber or Lyft up there.
Yeah.
Right. Leadville seems like its own little world, but I love
But I
Leadville.
did my research, ladies. Uber takes 40% of what you make.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Yeah, you're better being KKKK. I just think it's incredible because, I know so many people that have been through even maybe one traumatic event, and they just let themselves fall prey to it, and they can't get past it, and then they end up with depression and their life. Like, look, we all have self-medicated in one point or another when we've been going through hard times. I am also that person. But, you know, one day you wake up and you say, well, this is no good. Not only is it not helping, but it's making things worse. Alcohol is a depressant. Any kind of drug is just a haze over, so you don't really know. You can't feel what you're feeling, and you can't get through what you're trying to get through if you're covering it all up with drugs and alcohol. So you're not alone in that department. But would you do stand by your own self? I shouldn't say stand, but you know how you stand alone in one special department. You've overcome more than one major traumatic event. I mean, a mother that's been a little, not so great, changing homes, having an illness, going in and out of the hospital, and then the end result, finding out you have MS.
MD.
I'm sorry. Why do I say MS all the time?
Because everybody does.
I think it just comes off the tongue.
Well, MS is so much more.
Multiple sclerosis is not muscular dystrophy.
Correct.
Free. It's not, and I know that. I just screwed up the letters. But do you understand how powerful it is to have people hear what an amazing... You don't.
I don't.
Well, I am here, and I know Jenna's here to tell you that...
I was really nervous today.
I know, but you're fantastic. You are bringing such a light to this podcast. I don't know anybody that has been through so much and has such a strong sense of self. I mean, you know who you are. You've got sense of worth. You're
created
still
your own business.
Yeah, you have your own business. You're still happy.
I'll tell you this, it's been hard. I've had very, very hard times. Like when I lost my husband, he let our house go into foreclosure. We were on 7 acres off the grid. It was an amazing place. We had 10 animals. I tried to commit suicide twice after that.
So it was harder than this?
It was a combination of everything.
Okay.
He left. I couldn't live out on my land anymore by myself because I wasn't strong enough, and that was hard. So I had to move into town, and then he moved back to the house, let it go into foreclosure. I didn't find out for 6 months. So I was losing my house, my husband, half my animals, and I had this stupid disease. It's not an easy disease. It's very cruel.
I think it is too.
It is. It's cruel. And
it just
well, it
debilitates
tends to heighten. So the type I have, they told me that it shouldn't affect my lifespan, but I have a weak diaphragm. You know, your heart's a muscle, and FSH it started with just my face, my upper arms, and my shoulders.
So what happens?
I atrophy.
So you just can't use them.
Right.
For the most part, because it feels heavy.
I can actually, it's hard to explain. So what happens is, this is what happens to a body that has what I have.
Okay.
At the age of 21, there's a protein in all of us, and it's called DUX4, DUX4.
Okay.
And it's a protein that as you grow from 0 to 21, it helps build your first structural, your muscles.
Okay.
Then once you hit 21, it's supposed to shut off completely. And people with my type of MD, and they've just figured this out over the 30 years that I've had it, that protein turns toxic and starts eating the muscle and turns it to fat.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's a very biochemical thing. And that's why it's very hard to figure out, and DNA.
And it's more difficult than MS, actually.
It's much more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'll show you my arms. So my lower arms are still all right.
Which is scary because my arms are that skinny too, and I have muscles.
I'm sure they're not up top, but look how little they are.
Okay. Oh, baby girl.
Yeah, so there's nothing.
Yeah.
And
right. And there's no exercise or anything that would
No.
even build it because it's just genetically.
I'm active.
Yeah.
I'm
I know
driving
you're
all the
active,
time. I stay home more now that I'm older.
Where are you now?
I'm 50.
She's amazing. You look so good.
Thanks.
I mean, no, seriously, like your face and everything, you look still young.
I have a girlfriend and we're working on some videos maybe for TikTok or something down the road.
Oh, yeah?
And she was like, send me pictures of you when you were younger. And so I sent her a couple of me in my early 20s.
Yeah.
And she texts back, you look exactly the same.
You
I'm
really
like,
do. I have some.
I got some wrinkles now, though.
No, I put some of her younger photos on Facebook and everything like that just to show. And you are still just as adorable. You still have all of your features. So thankfully it didn't take place in your face.
Oh, it has.
It doesn't look like it has.
It has. I have a weaker mouth.
Okay.
And
because you have the muscles behind your jaw that you have.
Right,
to use,
all my face muscles.
Really?
So I have dry eye because I
Oh,
don't
yeah?
blink as much.
Oh.
Because the muscles are weak.
Okay.
So
these are things you know that most people don't see.
Yeah, but it's the disease, facio. So that's your face.
Okay.
Scapular. And what my scapulas do is they wing out. So there's not enough muscle to hold the scapulas down.
Okay.
So they wing out.
Oh, okay, that's
And
interesting.
It's hard to see, but you can feel them.
A little bit.
Yeah. So that's, tough. The other thing that happens too is your tendons tighten. They don't know why. And so my tendons have tightened in my legs. Like I can't lay flat anymore.
Oh.
My legs stay up.
Oh, wow.
I have to.
So you have to have like cushions and stuff?
No.
They just stay that way?
I sleep on the side.
Okay.
Yeah, but so that, is like I really noticed the difference probably when I started at State Bridge because I actually started menopause then.
Oh my God, imagine at the same time.
Well, the problem, and they figured this out over the 30 years that I've had it, so it seems to progress when your body's doing like a hormone dump.
Oh.
And so like I was 21, going into childbearing age and getting different hormones, and it progressed. It also progressed pretty fast once they told me what I had.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting.
So
today, you're here, you're a kitty cat, and you're
Mhm.
amazing, and you have your own business, and you run lots of different things going on around in Leadville, and you have a lot of connections.
I even have a boyfriend.
You have a boyfriend?
I do.
All right, now we need to know about the boyfriend before I get to my other
I would love to tell you about my boyfriend. His name is Jimmy Liebel. Liebel.
Well, okay.
Another German.
Liebel. These last names are killing me
I
with
know.
men.
And he was actually my mechanic.
Aww.
And one day he gave me, I'm really into VWs, so I own a 1977 Westphalia. Right now he's rebuilding the engine on it. Hopefully I can take it to FIBARC in June.
That's amazing. So this has to be so important and special, and
It's crazy special. You want to hear the craziest thing?
Yeah.
So when we were like just getting to know each other one day, he goes, I got a book for you to read. And he runs in his house and he comes out. And have you guys ever read The Devil in the White City?
No.
By Eric.
I can't remember the author, but it's about the World Fair that took place in Chicago in 1859 or something.
Uh-huh.
And what it does is it parallels the guy that put together the whole World's Fair with the serial killer Holmes, who was probably one of the most famous first serial killers ever.
Wow.
And he handed me the book, and I was like, dude, this is the same book I'm reading.
No way. So there's kismet.
So
right
then
now.
I asked him when his birthday was, right? We had the same birthday.
No
What is going on?
But he's 4 years older than I am. So he was born
Big
in
deal.
70 and I was born in 74.
What's it like? He obviously doesn't treat you as anybody with a disability because he loves you for that, right?
I told you we had a little shower mishap today.
Okay, so
He was outside and I needed his help and I got myself in finally. But yeah, he helps me sometimes.
Okay, good.
Like getting in the car is hard for me these days.
Okay.
So if you look at the back of my belt, you'll see a grease stain. And it's where he picks me up and puts me in the car.
Okay, can I ask a personal question?
Sure.
Is romance still a thing? Can you be romantic?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Never stopped a nookie.
So that's one thing that doesn't change.
That doesn't change.
No.
Hey, look, you got a beautiful face and the nookie still works, so you're good.
The only thing the thing I didn't like is I lost some of my boobs. Because there's, we have pectorals behind our boobs, and I've lost some of my pectorals.
Oh.
So.
I don't know anything about the body.
I didn't
I'm
either.
learning more today than anything I've ever known.
I didn't either. You don't really study this stuff until it happens to you.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something that I planned for.
Mm-hmm.
it was a huge wrench thrown in my
I can't
world.
even imagine. I mean, we all get thrown wrenches, but
It was huge.
This wasn't a wrench. This was an axe.
It was, yeah, and it changed the way I look. It changed the way my parents treated me, Mary and John. Like nowadays, you know, I love my dad so much that it's kind of hard, and I can't be putting more pressure on him, so I don't go and visit as much unless Ginny goes with me.
Okay.
So some of that's starting to happen.
And that's also basic stuff in life. You know, your parents start to get older, and you just want to, you know, keep that connection going, and it gets a little harder and harder. Jen, we're going to close up soon, but I know you have a big question for Katie.
So you mentioned that, you know, you knew more about what was going on with you than your doctors. So is there any, like, something that, like, where you had to advocate for your own health, or, like...
I have to every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. My body handles things differently.
Yeah.
About 3 years ago, right after the aneurysm, I got diagnosed with kidney stones because I drink too much soda. The sugar.
Yeah. I'll stay away from that stuff completely.
Yeah. I wish I could. It's
Your
the
vice.
death of me. I actually cut out. I used to have the motto of there's water in everything.
Just drink Pellegrino.
And now I drink 32 to 64 ounces of water a day.
Oh, good. Okay.
I had to have another surgery last summer to get a kidney stone removed.
You can't pass them yourself because there's muscles involved in that, right?
No.
No.
They don't know why I can't pass them, but like they don't hurt me like they do everyone else. Okay, I don't feel them. What happens to me is I get extreme fatigue and low-grade fevers. That's but it took months to find out what was going on.
Yeah.
So like Melissa goes with me too, and so if there's something I miss or they put me on some sort of sedation or drugs or whatever, she stands up and says, hey. And my best friend is probably I advocate for myself a lot.
Yeah.
I've fallen off the wagon lately though, because sometimes it gets very overburdened.
Yeah.
I have way more paperwork than anyone else. Like my business and my private life are completely separate. I'm not allowed to spend the money in my business for anything personal.
Yeah.
I do get disability. I'm on Medicare. And I work with all that, but it doubles my paperwork.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Going to the different nowadays, I have a neurologist, a urologist, a regular physician, and they make you go see them all. And I do take pain medication because it hurts.
Yeah.
Well, and I have one more question. What is, would you say, your biggest source of light that, keeps you going, keeps you motivated?
Yes, that's perfect.
Keeps you fighting?
I have lots. I have my friends and the people who I call family. It's the family that I've made.
I love that.
And I do try to do a family dinner every month.
Yeah.
So my couple girlfriends come over and they help me cook, and we invite some of them, our friends over, and we all sit around and joke.
I love that.
And so having that support system, not only that, I've learned how to spread it around so no one gets sick of me.
Aww, that's wonderful.
And my animals, my animals are what saved me from the suicide attempts.
I'm so glad you're past all that. I gotta say,
I do take antidepressant. I have to. Well, and I went to therapy.
It's a different. Well, I think that you needed all these things because you were going through so much. And all I can say is, because we do have to wrap up, it's been an hour. Can you really?
Thank you for having me, ladies.
The gratitude that you have been able to grab onto and get past everything. And I know you did almost give up a couple of times, but you didn't.
I didn't.
And it came back through. And I don't know what you learned today, but what I learned is that no matter what we go through in our lives, there is something in us that gives us enough strength and courage to keep moving forward. Never fear.
You know what my motto is?
What?
Could always be worse, ladies.
Oh my God, I love that.
I lost my best friend in 2014 of brain cancer.
And that was worse.
That was way worse.
See, we all go through it. We all have so many things going on, but I can't thank you enough for being here. You were so strong and so magnificent. And your story today, I think, is going to resonate for so many people, because a lot of us, we take these little things that bother us and we make it wreck our whole day. But when you can see somebody that's been through a lot, life is life. Life is hard.
It's hard for everyone.
And I know, but then it's harder for others. But you make it like you can make anything work if you try hard enough and if you believe in yourself enough. And I think that's what you've done.
Well, I thank you for the invite. This was a lot of fun, guys.
You're magical. You really are. You're magical. This is Katie Cat, everybody. If you're ever in Leadville, you better get your Katie Cat Cruiser. Cash Cruiser.
Cash Cab.
K. And please tune in. If you didn't catch us live right now, we are always on Instagram, and we are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, and we are also proud to say that we are after Good Morning Vail on the weekend. I think it's Sunday, but it might be Saturday. I forget, Danielle, I'm sorry. But either way, they love us and they take care of us here. So thank you to everybody here at TVA for giving us this beautiful space to bring in beautiful people like this to shed your light. You are just incredible. I am so proud of you and I'm so happy. And I haven't seen you in so many, many years. But we were all going to go to Route 6 and celebrate tonight and hang out for a little bit because there's a CD release party. But I just love you very much.
Love you too,
Thank
Liz.
you for bringing your story to us here at the Chat Box. We love you so much.
Thanks.
Yay.
Thanks.
The world is always a beautiful place. Everybody remember that. Thank you for tuning in to the Chat Box.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Let me tell you, we've been here since Monday. This race department and the groomers and the whole staff here has just been right behind getting this hill prepped.
It for sure gives me some confidence going in knowing that I won the last event, or the first event at least.
I'm excited. We've heard a lot about last year's race and how it was super icy, but we got some fresh snow.
Yeah, I think a lot of people here are mostly slalom skiers, and so I think a lot of people haven't been on GS skis in a while, so everyone's feeling it out today.
You know, just take it step by step. I'm happy with my skiing. It's been quite consistent. Of course, I'm doing mistakes here and there, but I'm just excited to ski and try to get as far as I can.
I'm thankful today. I was up there in the start. Then finally I decided to pull out.
Snow just like gave out. I fell forward and then like through the gate and then off the jump.
I've never felt my knee blow like that. Everything. Almost the whole thing's gone.
I think the course is in decent shape, and it's a couple problems to solve.
All right, and number one today, number one of the tour coming into this race weekend and stretching it out, Richard Solberg.